Hello friends, Dr. Larry Mitnaul, your friendly neighborhood child and adult psychiatrist. What a year it's been. Happy New Year, happy early New Year if you're spending it here with me checking in on the channel. I'm really excited for what we've been able to accomplish this year. That's really all been to your credit for following along, for asking really great questions, for letting me know which directions we should go in and what are the tough topics that we should tackle here to help you in your life, maybe helping you in the life of your child to support and help them to flourish or thrive, or maybe the grandchildren in your life. So first of all, thank you for doing that, because this mission is only made possible by you kind of joining along with me, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. So my team recommended that this video be a little bit different, that we're actually going to review some highlights from things that we've done throughout the year, and not just end there with the highlight, but actually kind of project into the future on what our plans are for 2021 in terms of content and ideas and really great things that we're excited to bring to you. So I'm thoroughly excited about that, and I think you will be too. And then if I'm making good time and not over talking, then I might spend a little bit of time just answering some of the questions too that you've sent me about directions, about other content, about things for us to discuss here, and so we'll take those questions and answers as well. So stay tuned to the end. Hopefully we get to your question. If not, maybe we'll do some future Q&A sessions as part of what we do here on the channel. So again, thank you for tuning in, and thank you, and thank you. And now back to me. No, and before we move on, don't forget to like and subscribe below. If 2020's taught us anything, it's that, who knows what to expect. And certainly your support has helped us so far to reach so many more people. So thanks for joining the mission. After you do the clickage, we'll move on to the next thing. Right, so you might recall that I did one on mental health stigmatization and how it's portrayed in the media, and kind of the launch pad for that idea was the Vogue Portugal article that featured an image of someone kind of in a state institution, and so I spent some time talking about that. So why don't we take a look at a little snippet of that too, and kind of reflect on the moment together. So go. So what I really liked actually about this video is something too that I hope to carry forward into the future. I mean, many of you guys gave me some really good feedback about it through different kind of social media channels. What I really enjoyed was delving into a little bit about psychiatry and psychology history, because I think that does inform present treatment, and if nothing else, it shows us how far we've really come in the treatment of many of these illnesses, and I think in many cases for the better, significantly for the better. And so there have been historical, inspiring figures kind of along the way in various forms of kind of media and communication too. I mean, think here like Sesame Street, or the development of psychiatric departments and programs, and the way that we do kind of public health, mental health, psychiatry too. And so in 2021, I plan to kind of highlight a lot of these people and talk about their contributions and what is relevant about the work that they began that could help us to do better in our daily lives as well. So I really enjoyed making that video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it as well. Let's take out another one. All right, so here's another one recommended by my team, and I think it's the one around the election. So let's take a listen. So what I recall too about making this video is that I really wanted to be as broad reaching as possible to help people to come out or emerge out of this thing with the right frame of mind, and to still have the supports around them that they need, no matter how the election results ended. And I mean, could we have envision that things would go that the way they are right now. I don't think so. I think we all probably predicted things to be more definitive and kind of cut and dry than the way that it ended up being. And so I know that there's some people rejoicing, and some people still maybe struggling or feeling a little bit of pain or heartburn at what's going on. And so hopefully people can still use that. So actually I am. It's a perfect example of how sometimes you say something and you expect it to be just for one moment, but that moment ends up not being a moment. It actually ends up being a season. And maybe that's the theme of 2020. Rather than a few moments, we've had a very long season, long protracted seasons of these really big events. And so I'm humbled that people are still using it, watching it today to help themselves kind of find some peace, and hopefully not leaving themselves without good friends to still rely on, no matter what side of the aisle or whether they kind of identify one way or the other either, but that politics remaining kind of a segment of their life, but not everything, and not ruining these other pillars and foundational stones of connection with one another. So anyway, I really had fun making that video, and it was neat kind of seeing another snippet of it again. So this next one, recommended by my team, actually ended up being one of the most popular videos that I made this year, and it actually had to deal with why I chose to be a child and adult psychiatrist, and how I came to that conclusion. And I guess I underestimated too how many of you are either in high school or college or medical school or residency who are still searching out what you want to do. And so it warms my heart to hear, and I get so many emails now from people who are really interested in this type of work of helping families, helping kids, helping adults to really thrive and integrate their emotional life and in the work and the life and the relationships that they want to have. And so this video is one of the most popular, and so we'll look at a snippet and then talk about it. So all of that remains true for me even now, and given that there is an audience out there of people who are really interested in more information about either what are some of the details about becoming a psychiatrist, what do you need to do, what are some techniques for both maybe studying or pre-reading or preparation, and so I'm going to have a series too that addresses some of the things that you've brought up to me. So please keep sending the questions. I mean, they're not going into a void. They're actually making it on kind of my list of things to attend to, and I want to make sure that you have really good information. So we're putting that together for you, and so that'll be something also to look forward to in the 2021 new year. So anyway, thank you for the great responses to that video. Let's look at some others. All right, so this year I also got to highlight moms for a little bit. So some of you may remember, it seems like Mother's Day was such a long time ago, but to spend some time talking about the impact of just really great and strong mothers on the development of kids and in our future lives too. So let's take a little look at what that looked like. So true, right? So true. So this was really neat to do, and certainly I had my mom in mind as well, who's a fantastic lady. So I appreciate her being such a matriarch and such a great example. I think in this next year, I won't forget moms. You'll still get some specialty time too, and maybe we can talk about some other nuances around that and motherhood and the many great gifts that offers to society. But this year I am going to also spend some time talking about dads and what are the special, unique gifts too that they have to offer, and how we've thought about fatherhood kind of throughout time, and certainly through a psychological and psychiatric lens as well. So anyway, I'm excited to be working on that, and so certainly stay tuned for that future development as well. And of course, if you follow the channel, then you know my love for music and how helpful and therapeutic that has been, not only in my own life, but certainly in the lives of many of the patients and families that I see. And so I appreciate you guys too, because the feedback has also been kind of overwhelming in how much you've enjoyed kind of participating in some of the musical things that we've sprinkled in over this past year. So I thought maybe we'd listen to a few seconds of one of the projects too, and then maybe project on where we'll be in the future. So really exciting. I think for the new year, we'll just keep the ball rolling. So if people have particular suggestions or things that they like to see, I mean, I wish I performed on many more instruments, but you're probably going to be pretty limited to just the drums from me primarily. But if there's a particular song or whatnot, feel free to send it this way, and if I'm able to to cobble something together that fits the mood or tone or things that you're sending me, then I'll try to do that too. And certainly if it can be seasonal, we'll try to make that a priority as well. So actually, this next part, why don't we take some time just thinking about some of the questions that you've sent in too about what to look forward to in the next year. So one is on guests. It looks like there have been a couple of questions about future guests on the channel, and the answer is yes, that we're going to have more people too to kind of have great conversations with. Many of you may recall Dr. Larson, who's been on the channel several times before, and actually one of the most popular of the videos among the ones that we've produced of the last kind of 52 or so. And so she talked about the mental health library, if you'll remember that, and also siblings. And caring for siblings who might have special needs. So you should definitely check those out if you haven't seen it. So I'm hoping to steal some time with her again. Also, I have some colleagues who are also members of the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry as well, who are kind of slated to be on throughout the year. And as a special guest, I've been able to convince my wife, Katie Mitnaul, whose graduate training is in theology and who spent the better part of the last decade and a half really focused on child imagination, kind of faith formation in kids, and helping to train them in virtue. So I'm super excited. I'm excited about all those, but I'm super excited too for you to get a chance to meet her and for us to have some really great discussions together. So guests are on the way. Let's see, a couple questions too about any future kind of TV, major media related things. And so thankfully, I just work with some really great teams, and so there will certainly be those kind of dotted throughout the calendar year in 2021. And so if it's coming to a market near you, I know I've been on in kind of Atlanta and California, and kind of on both coasts, and of course here in the Midwest where I am too. So look out for more of that. I think also I can say this out loud, which is I'm working on an 8-part series through our Kansas PBS station on mental health. And so we'll see where that goes. I'll certainly keep you posted, and maybe do some behind the scenes kind of footage on what that looks like to put together a project like that on a bigger kind of platform and station. So anyway, so look out for that too in 2021, and we'll keep you updated here as well. Let's see. And then maybe lastly, there's kind of a cluster of questions around things that have maybe surprised me most about this year in terms of patient care and what I've been seeing. And I have to leave with this, which is that the families that I've been seeing have really been working so tremendously hard at kind of coping together through really, unparalleled times. The starting at school and going back home and being remote or hybrid or however you've had to do that, or families that have decided to go the homeschooling route. When I made that video so long ago about, what's the best next step, well, it turns out that, I was encouraged encouraging you to have confidence in whatever your next step was. And then it turned out for many of you, the choices were, kind of made for you as the year progressed and as we've kind of grappled with this COVID thing. So anyway, so maybe we'll have a secondary kind of response and some encouragement and things to think about in the new year as things develop, especially in terms of school and helping our kids to do the best that they can, and families to support them in the best ways that they can. Again, my friends, I can't say enough how grateful I am that you've made this channel one of the places that you stop in, and so I look forward to producing even more content for you that hopefully educates you more about mental health, that hopefully breaks the stigma, and that allows us to all be better together. Take good care, my friends, and be well.